Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the Southern Wrestling Scholar, CJ Pierce, the host of the Nerdz Watch Wrestling podcast. Time for another quick react, and today we're talking about the April 7th episode of NXT. This is our Fallout episode from NXT Stand and Deliver, and let's not waste any time. If y'all ready to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. Tag me in. So the show opens with new NXT champion Tony D'Angelo, who says now that he is completed what he had set out to complete in NXT by becoming the NXT champion, the first ever NXT Grand Slam champion. Now he has an iron grip on that championship, and no one is going to be able to take it from him. Not Ethan Page, not Ricky Saints, not Joe Hendry. This brings out all three of those men who claim, what would have happened if that match was one-on-one? Or do I get a one-on-one match since I beat the previous champion, all that woo-woo, wada-wada? But boom, Dark State comes out and ready to get back to Dark State form, just starts attacking all four men. The locker room has to empty out to contain this brawl. And when they make it backstage, Robert Stone, he books an 8-man tag team match for later in the night. Next, Sol Ruka took on Izzy Dame and what I guess could be a pseudo number one contenders match, try to get some leverage because both Izzy Dame and Sol Ruka are trying to get into the championship picture. And these two put on a very good competitive match with Zarya getting involved at the end as Sol Ruka was trying to take out the culling. Zarya would spear Sol Ruka, throw her back in the ring, allowing Izzy Dame to hit a gut-rich powerbomb for the win. The feud with Zarya and Sol Ruka is not over. Backstage, Blake Monroe is presented with a custom NXT Women's North American Championship by the Vanity Project, and Robert Stone books a mixed tag team match for later in the night. Next, Jasper Troy, Keanu Carver, it's natural, I'm sorry. Jasper Troy, Keanu Carver, and Josh Briggs compete in a triple threat match to determine who's the best big man in NXT. And these three had a fantastic match. It went through a commercial break, but everyone looked very good in this match. But ultimately, the winner would be Keanu Carver as he hit his Michinoku power slam type deal. Yeah, very good for Keanu Carver. Next, that aforementioned 8-man tag team match will take place as Dark State took on Tony D'Angelo, Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, and Joe Hendry, with the question being, could the Stand and Deliver main event coexist against Dark State, who are trying to get back to their old ways? And the answer is yes, kind of, as Ethan Page and Ricky Saints worked really well together. Not so much with Tony D and Joe Hendry, and that played into the finish as Ethan Page would make a blind tag with Tony D'Angelo to hit Twisted Grin on Shaquan Sugars to get the pinfall victory. But after the match, Tony D'Angelo would hit dead to rights on Ethan Page, so I guess Ethan Page will be involved in the title picture somewhat at some time. Next, Chaz Hall, Starboy, made his NXT debut. He was a WWE ID prospect from the Indies in a speed tournament match against Lexis King, because we're trying to determine a new speed champion. Lexis King won with a minute and a half remaining with the coronation. Next, Shiloh Hill and Tatum Paxley will take on Blake Monroe and Jackson Drake. And I'm just going ahead and say, Blake Monroe looks very good as part of the Vanity Project. They came out to Blake's entrance, and it was a whole little complete thing. I hope the Vanity Project and Blake Monroe actually keep some momentum going as a foursome. Yes, absolutely, add a woman to the Vanity Project. And they got the win as Blake Monroe would counter Tatum Paxley's cemetery drive while she was distracted by Jackson Drake, hit a headbutt, and the glamour shot DDT for the win. We learned that next week and the week after that will be a special NXT week called NXT Revenge, where we already have confirmed the debut of Callie Armstrong, as well as Tony D'Angelo defending his NXT championship. And in the main event, Lola Vice celebrated her title win at Stand and Deliver. Lola Vice being the new NXT Women's Champion. She says that when she first got here, she thought she was ready, but she was humbled really quickly Like, as y'all know, Lola Vice won the Breakout Tournament a couple of years back and would cash in her title match in a match between Roxanne Perez and Laura Valkyria, but that didn't really too much work in her favor. But now she is champion after going to AAA, getting all the experience she could. Now she's currently a double champion because Lola Vice is still one half of the mixed tag team champions at AAA. But she was obviously interrupted by Jacy Jayne, who wants her rematch, is granted for next week at NXT Revenge. And Lola Vice with just 3-on-1 all of Fatal Influence. Crazy place. And that was the April 7th episode of NXT. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments down below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And y'all know it's time to leave y'all with a Bible verse. So we're going with Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. When you give your life back over to God and when you start trying to follow and listen to God, He will slowly chip away at who you were and how you used to think, how you used to act. And He will make His desires line with your desires. So let the Lord renew your mind. He will change the way you think, and it will change the way you act. It will change the way you move. Trust in God, ladies and gentlemen. All right. For a quick react, I'm the Southern Wrestling Scholar, DJ Pierce. Please be on the lookout for the latest episode of the Nerdz Watch Wrestling podcast, as I will be talking about AEW Dynamite. I'm sorry, not AEW Dynamite, AEW Dynasty. AEW Dynamite is tonight. I may not be able to get to a quick react because I'm on my way to choir hustle. Anyway, I'm the Southern Wrestling Scholar, DJ Pierce. Y'all have a beautiful day.